Hi Aries, for those of you who have been here before, welcome back to you. And for those of you who it's first time, welcome. I'm Denise. This is Surrender to the Flow Tarot. Today I'll be doing the May monthly reading for the collective of Aries. Any of the 11 placements you have it in, or north or south nodes, any placement, they will all work. Okay, the way I do monthly readings is I break them down week by week. So I'll pull a card for how's it start, week one, how's it end, and then for all of them. And then at the end, if needed, I'll pull like an overall guidance card. All right, so today we're starting off with the Murder of Crows Tarot. We'll see where it goes. So I will pull all first. Think about that for a second. It's what I usually do. And then I go back in and clarify. Are we going to do that for you? Yeah. Okay, I'm trying to decide if I'm doing how they start first and all how they end, or how they start, how they end. It doesn't matter. You don't care. I'm just going to get into it. And there we go. We're going to start with that one because it came out. We'll do this as your overall, which is Judgment, sideways. Going into the reverse. Okay. It's pretty big month for you. Starting with a really strong energy. Some of you, it's intense for all of you, probably just different levels. Some more positive, some more negative, but we will see. Yeah. But the Judgment is a calling. It's what happens after you've completed a cycle and you're about to start the next. It's the universe showing you what you need to embody in order to reach your highest vibrational good. You know what I mean? Okay, so sorry. I'm going to have in the description box below timestamps of each week, so you can go back and use it as a reference throughout the month if you want. Or if you want to just look at one week and each week as it's coming, whatever way you want to do it, it's up to you. I recommend watching from here until after all the cards are pulled, so then you can just see if you want to watch them all at once or how you want to do it. You know what I mean? Okay, here we go. Week one. How's it start? How's it end? 2. Oh, wow. Okay. I'm not going to... How's it start didn't flip over, so I'm just going to wait. But how it ends is intense. Week 2, how's it start? 2 again, Aries. Oh, boy. Okay. How's it end? So far, your first 2 weeks are ending in Court card Pentacles, which I feel that's solid. Week 3, how's it start? It's a good sign. Well, we'll see. Ooh, what flippied? The 2 of Swords for week 3. Trying to regain balance. Alignment, really. That's what it is. Alignment, which is balance, because not one side is more dominant than the other. Both light and shadow, both knowing and being in alignment, you know? How's it end? Week 3. The Queen of Wands, which is you, flipped around but didn't flip out. The Six of Wands. The Hangman. Okay. Going into the reverse. Well, it's not a bad thing. All right, week 4. How's it end? I just realized I said week 1, but really we're just going to do all of them. I'm not going to start that yet. Sorry. Week 4, how's it end? It's like 6 a.m. This is the first speaking and like brain using I've had to do. That was nice. The Two of Swords, which is how remember it flipped for week 3. Okay. The split is the Seven of Pentacles for overall for the month. So there's a lot of you taking steps back, looking to see what worked. You're obviously working on something. And so you're taking stock and you're reevaluating and you're seeing the Seven of Pentacles and the Seven of Cups. You got a lot of choices. It feels like you're maybe judging yourself with the choices. You're trying to figure it all out. You're trying to figure out how to make everything work for you that will keep you on the path to your highest vibrational good, to keep you in the flow of happiness, true happiness. You're figuring all that out, Aries. And on the bottom is the Eight of Swords, and underneath that is the Death card. And underneath that is the Ten of Pentacles. There's a rebirth. Let me see what's under the Ten of Pentacles. What the heck is... Oh, no, it does not. Wow, look at this Sun card. Not your typical Sun card. It's like like a monkey on your back, like a bird. You are you are unhinging something that has been weighing you down, something that's been dictating your movements, almost like all of the parts of you where maybe you do things that you really wish you didn't do, and maybe you feel like you haven't had control over your behaviors to some degree. You're working that out. You're figuring it out. The Eight of Swords is on the bottom. That's anxiety. Anxiety. I think it could even be that the path ahead of you is clear and you're terrified that you can't do it. You can't become successfully whatever it is that you know in your heart that you are, and that you, in order to get where you want to go, in order to live your most authentic life, you have to embody that. And you know it, but you're scared. You're also at the same time working on it. So working on figuring it all out. So good for you, Aries. Okay, so week 1 starts out with the Queen of Cups. So that could be Cancer, if you have any Cancer in your chart, or if you know anyone, if you're people in your sphere are Cancer. It could also be any water sign, and it doesn't have to be any. You start out with the Queen of Cups, which is beautiful, and you end with the Ten of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles. So this is Empress energy right here, okay? Whether that's you or someone in your sphere. This is about, week 1 is focused on self-care. Hold on. I'm just going to go through them all and I'll talk about them after. Week 2 starts with the Knight of Swords in reverse and the Fool, which is you. I feel really strongly that this entire month and where you are, where you've been, you are spirituality, your spiritual practice, your intuition, your psychic gifts, all of this is happening for you. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. This is really good though, because you have the Judgment as the overall. You have the Ten of Swords, which is the end of the worst is over. You had the Death card show up. So you have all of these endings, but they're rooted with the Queen of Cups, which is unconditional love. The Queen of Pentacles, which is self-love, self-care, among a bunch of other things. And the Fool, which is you starting into the next phase, committed to it. That's a good sign, you know what I mean? I don't think this is going to bring up a lot of things for you. And it looks like you're ending the month still trying to bring it all into alignment. So here's what I'm going to say to you, Arians, no, Ariesians, about this. Be kind to yourselves. Have as much support set up as possible, outside, external, and internal. Have tools in your tool belt ready to go. If your body needs to sleep or you need to be retreated, do it. Listen to yourself. Be kind to yourself while you're going through this. And love yourself. Show love to yourself, right? Work on learning what your energetic reserve, what the foundation of it is, and how to fill it, right? I always talk about the same things, but it's because it's always relevant. It's what it's all about, right? How to fill it, how to preserve it, and then so you have an overflow. The Queen, all the queens and the kings and the emperor and empress have their overflow in a state of abundance, right? It's like this. It's like a steady, aligned state. And that's coming up in here. All right, so week 2 ends with the Knight of Pentacles. Week 2 starts with the Knight of Swords, which is the fastest knight in the deck, in reverse. And it ends with Knight of Pentacles, which is the slowest knight. Doesn't have to be a negative thing, though. It just, we'll see what else comes out when we clarify. Week 3 starts with the Four of Wands, and it ends with the Hangman going into the reverse. So week 3 is centered on commitment. Happy commitment, though, you know. There's an element of of torture throughout these cards, of bittersweetness. This is difficult for you. This is difficult for you. Loving might be difficult for you. Being open might be difficult for you. Taking care of yourself and keeping care of yourself may have been difficult for you. Feeling like you don't know the answers, but really this Hangman coming out, going into the reverse, is saying you do know them. They exist within you, and you know them. Your highest self knows them. It's about getting back in touch with it. Week 4 starts with the Eight of Cups sideways going into the upright. And it ends with the Two of Swords. So week 4 ends with you contemplating or actually removing yourself from people, places, things that are not emotionally fulfilling for you. People, places, things that you've had like a connection and an attachment to. This is about detaching in a healthy way. It looks like you're like on the precipice of it, on, you know, trying to figure it out. And it ends with you needing to make a decision about how to get yourself, your knowing and your being into alignment. So, are you ready, Ariesians? Here we go. Week 1 starts with the Queen of Cups and it ends with the Ten of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles. Hold on a second. All right, these want to be used. So we're going to clarify the Queen of Cups with a Romance Angels card. I'm not sure this is you. So let's see what this is. What else can you tell Ariesians about this Queen of Cups? What is important for them to know about? How is this Queen of Cups energy showing up? Honeymoon, enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. Okay. Past life relationship, you have known each other before. Okay. If I just read that on the surface, I would read it one way, but I feel strongly something else is happening here. Hold on. There is someone in your life who embodies the Queen of Cups energy. This is someone who is a gentle warrior. Think of the ocean, right? Gentle and strong, powerful in all ways. Think of the Queen of Cups like that. Intuitive, open, receptive, unconditional love. Kind, nurturing, understanding, emotionally mature, has their knowing and being in alignment. This is someone, this person is in your life or you about to enter your life, okay? It looks like week 1 is starting out with you either, it's definitely a significant relationship because past life relationship came up. This is definitely about relationship, okay? It looks like it's about intimate relationship. And it looks like week 1 starts out with you either, if you're already in a relationship, it's deepening. If you have someone, you may be coming into relationship, or you may be, it's going to be different for all of you, or you may be open to it. You have someone. I feel like you already know who this is. It doesn't feel like it's someone brand new, though you may not have been together yet. Do you know what I mean? So I'm going to pull a clarifier on the honeymoon card. It looks like you're coming out of a cycle of great pain. It's been a very, 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 very long time of confusion, of overthinking, of self-sabotaging, of thinking instead of discerning, and thinking instead of being, your pain, right? Betrayal. You are transmuting that into self-care, into the Queen of Pentacles energy, which is Capricorn, but could also be any earth sign. And it doesn't have to be any of them. I feel like the Queen of Pentacles is you. Let me pull, well, we're going to use the black, I guess. Use the black tarot. Oh, wait. People use the white witch. No, we use the black tarot. Okay. What can you tell us about the honeymoon card and the Queen of Cups to make this a little bit clearer? Wait, it wants me to do what the Ten of Swords is. Hold on. What can you show me about this Ten of Swords? What do you have to tell Aries about the Ten of Swords, the Temperance? Okay. That's Sagittarius energy, but it doesn't have to be. The Nine of Swords, the Four of Pentacles. It looks like you've been waiting for a really long time for a shift to happen, and it's happening. It's happening. There's still more to be revealed about it, and the universe requires you to dig into your focus on yourself, so that on your care and keeping of yourself, so that all the other pieces can fall into place. You know what I mean? Because if you're not focusing on that, and you're focusing on the timing or the guilt or whatever, you're halting yourself. What can you tell us about the Queen of Pentacles? What's the Queen of Pentacles energy showing up as for Aries? The Two of Cups. I'm going to show you that. The Seven of Wands, the Ace of Pentacles. This is a brand new beginning. And it's the start of your stability and your foundation for your life, for your physical world, right? You're getting your pieces into place. You're figuring out what you want to do, where you're putting your focus, what you're building into, right? Who you're going to have by your side. You're committed. It's about commitment too, to yourself. And getting yourself in a place where you are coming into union with someone who means a lot to you. So week one is all about that. It's all about, let's show me, what can you show me? What can you show us about the Queen of Cups? What is important? How's that energy showing up for Aries? The Hangman. You're having maybe an aha moment about this Queen of Cups, right? I feel like you're letting love in. You're letting love in, and it's with a divine counterpart, the Page of Swords. Okay, so, the Chariot, which is other Cancer card, and Queen of Cups is Cancer. So you may have a Cancer in your life or have Cancer in your chart, and the Nine of Wands on the bottom. This is something that has been a struggle, and you have been keeping an eye on. And I really do feel like this is about to be a reconciliation. And for those of you in relationship, it is a deepening. There's some level of mistrust that has been in there, or just not knowing enough, right? But you're coming together in this first week, and you're finding the information out, and you are moving. You are moving. You are taking all of it and you're moving to the next phase of your life. This is really important. This is a big deal for you guys. Week 1. That pain, you're putting it aside. You're trying. Yeah, you're trying. This is wonderful, Aries. This is wonderful. Okay, let's go to week 2. Week 2 starts out with the Knight of Swords in reverse, connected to the Fool. So the Knight of Swords in reverse is holding back on movement. It's in upright, it's cutting bitches out. It's very clear. You have a very clear vision of what the truth is, of what clarity is there for you. What needs to happen is all there for you. In the reverse, it can be you being reckless, but that's not what I'm getting here. What I'm getting is you're slowing it down. You're slowing down in order to have a less rocky start to the next part of your life, this next phase of your life. Let's do a Romance Angels card for your Knight of Swords. Retreat. Time to disconnect from the world. Okay. So this could be very much not your solo path with the Fool, but your new relationship, the deepening or the coming together or the ideas of it. It's you're working with someone. You're healing together with someone. Do you understand what I mean? You are healing to each other. That can look a whole bunch of different ways for each of you. Some of you, if it's a reconciliation, need to heal things. You know what I mean? Some of you're bringing in your traumas, not open, but like you're processing and you're getting there together. This path that you're about to start is together. It's beautiful. It's intense, okay? I don't want to play this down. This is intense, but it's beautiful. And you're both scared a little, but not really. You know what I mean? Like, it's not holding you back, I don't think. So let's see this Knight of Swords in reverse. What do you have to tell Aries? Playfulness. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. Hilarious, because just look at these cards. They don't look playful at all. Right? And then this guy comes in like, hey. Let yourself enjoy. Let yourself enjoy this beginning. Don't be all up in here, right? Be open. So when these things come up that maybe scare you or you get like nervous, the bottom is attraction. You attract romantic love by enjoying this moment fully. That's exactly what we're saying, right? When these things come up for you, remember to be the Knight of Swords. Open and vulnerable. Open and understand the strength and vulnerability. There's strength there. You can't be strong without being open. You know what I'm saying? Like, not true strength. Week 2 ends with the Knight of Pentacles, which again, like I said, is the slowest moving knight in the deck. So slow, it normally doesn't move. Let's see what else. I have the feeling that this is a good thing. This is you being present, being able to stay present, being committed, being open and transparent, one step at a time, right? You're being honest about where you are. It's give and take equal, because where you go into week 3 is the Four of Wands, which is the marriage card. It's the commitment card. It's the merging, the decision of two separate entities to come together, and it's happy and it's celebrated to make something new. What else can you tell Aries? How is this Knight of Pentacles energy showing up for Aries? That really wants to be in whatever orientation it is. It's the Four of Wands, which is how week 3 starts. Look at that, the path, right? That's what we're talking about. Aries, this is really beautiful. The Queen of Swords and the Queen of Wands on the bottom. That's you. The Queen of Swords is Libra, but it could be any air sign. And this could be it's you, but it could be any fire sign. Empress energy, right? It's under the Queen of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune. And the Three of Cups is under the Queen of Wands. Definitely feels like a reconciliation of two equals. Week 2 looks like it's going to have a lot of like getting to know each other, deepening, being open, just really standing, both of you, in your power. And that doesn't mean perfect, and it doesn't mean that you're not scared. What it means is you're being open. You're committed to this. You're committed to the care and keeping of you, to the care and keeping of this relationship. Whoever the person is also mirroring. You guys are mirroring each other. You're mirroring each other. There's truth, there's honesty, there's clarity, there's peace, there's love, there's acceptance, there's commitment. There's refuge in each other in an interdependent way, in a healthy way. You are really committed to this, to you, to your happiness, and happiness is a state of being. And that's, joy is the emotion. Happiness is the state of being. And that's what you're both committed to. This is fucking beautiful, Aries. It's beautiful. Wow, okay. Week 3. I'm like, go ahead, Aries. Okay. Week 3 starts with the Four of Wands, which is how week 3 ended. Week 2 ended. I feel like you guys are developing your own spiritual practices and together. Do you know what I mean? Like there's some kind of your co-spirituality is like it's a simultaneous uplift. You know, you guys are mirroring each other and you're both ascending to higher levels together. This is what relationship truly is. Aries. Fucking kudos, okay? I'm gonna cry. I'm so happy for you. All right. How is the Four of Wands energy showing up in week 3 for Aries? How is Four of Wands energy showing up in week 3? Whoa. The Sun, the Hermit, and the King of Pentacles. I'm gonna show you these. It's a reward. You have done so much work. You are doing the work to embody your most authentic self, to really let yourself be who you are, and to be in a new place of the King of Pentacles, which is the divine counterpart to the Queen, right? So this is Emperor energy, though, that hasn't popped out yet. The Knight of Wands on the split, and the Ace of Swords in reverse. Okay, that's interesting. Why is that coming up in reverse? The Five of Pentacles on the bottom, and the Moon. Wands, Knight of Wands. So week 3 is bringing challenges for you in the realm of is there a control issue? Something happens in week 3 that perhaps you feel like you might go backward, right? Something happens and you pause a little. You're fighting this desire to move. There's a desire to move forward, and it's heavy, and you know that it's, I don't want to say right, but I can't think of another word. You know it's the right thing for your soul. You know it, you feel it. But there's a little bit of doubt here. There's a little bit of something still unknown. We have the Moon and the Five of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords in reverse. It feels like it's somebody's fears. It could be happening for both of you. It could be that here it is, everything you've wanted, and now you're like, oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Hold on. Let's see what the Hangman energy is, and then figure out this a little bit better. There's still something that's not known, and it has to do with clarity. It has to do with truth and speaking it. Okay. How is this Hangman energy showing up? Whoa, hoo, hoo, hoo. The Empress in reverse, the Eight of Swords in the upright, and the Six of Swords in reverse. Okay. The Page of Wands, the Tower. But we knew the Empress was going to, we knew that was going to happen, right? Looks like maybe the last parts of whatever's been holding you back, it's being triggered, right? Like the reality is setting in. And in order for this to succeed and move forward, all of the things that have been toxic and low vibe and taking you away and keeping you small, they have to go. They have to be shooken out, right? To be rebuilt. We have the Queen of Wands, which is you again. The Ten of Swords again. And the Tower underneath it. It's a lot of anxiety, and misalignment, right? So you're overthinking. Something. Hold on. Page of Wands, the Eight of Wands, the Emperor. I'm glad that happened. Okay, the Star, the Emperor, the Eight of Wands, Page of Wands. There's this beautiful, brand new opportunity. It's this relationship, and it's what can be birthed from the relationship. And it's so clear. You see what this is. You both see what it is. There's resistance because of fear still. There's doubt. There's self-doubt, I think, there's self-doubt from someone, which is showing up as a little halt right here at the end of week 3. The Empress in the reverse and the Six of Swords in the reverse, okay? That's a person deciding to put your energy fully back into this. This is a need to look at all of the healing you've done and give yourself credit for it and let yourself use it as safety. Do you understand? As part of your foundation of your energetic reserve. I want to pull on the Empress in reverse. Why is the Empress in reverse? I'm really hearing it. It's you're doubting yourself and your ability to do this. You're doubting yourself and your ability to be strong and be stable and have a relationship that's healthy, right? That you can do it. You're doubting that you can do it, and you can do it. The Hangman is going into the reverse. That's showing you that the answers are within you. You don't have to look outside of you anymore for this specific, whatever this question was. You know it. You have it. Let yourself keep developing it. Keep developing it, right? What has to be done to get the Empress energy in the upright? It's so funny, I'm just going to say it. The Seven of Pentacles. A clear look, an unbiased look at taking stock. Arming yourself with the facts, with the truth, all of the truth, and letting and going from there. The Eight of Cups, which is where week 4 starts. And the Sun again, which is Leo, but doesn't have to be. But this is you and your most authentic self. It's about running toward it. Running away from, like this dude's running. Away from these things that keep you small and keep you sad and keep you unhealed. And letting yourself truly become your authentic self and have a life of abundance and happiness. And being open to what that looks like, right? Not having specific details of how that needs to look, but knowing, taking the big picture instead of all the details. Do you know what I mean? Picking the parts out that are important to focus on and letting everything else that doesn't contribute to your highest vibrational good, go. okay? Week 4. It's an intense month for you guys, but it's beautiful. Okay, week 4 starts with the 8 of Cups sideways going into the upright, and it ends with the 2 of Swords in the upright, and that's getting yourself into alignment. So let's see what how is this, what does Aries need to know? Hold on. About the 8 of Cups. Here we go. How can Aries use the 8 of Cups energy to move them into their choices that keep them in their highest vibrational good? The 7 of Cups. Strength and the 7 of Swords. The 8 of Cups again is underneath the Strength card. And the King of Pentacles again is underneath the 7 of Swords. It's about letting yourself, it's standing up for yourself. It's not fighting yourself. It's letting yourself, all this hard work you have done. It's both of you though. This is both of you. Strength is going inward. It's understanding that you have what it takes for this. Your discipline, your all of this. That's where your focus needs to be, on the care and keeping of you. The actual care and keeping of you. The seeing what needs to be done and doing it in a way that has grace, right? Maybe you feel like in week 4 that there are all these options and you feel confused by it, but your highest self isn't confused and knows there's only one. You choose the path and the choices that bring you to your highest vibrational good, that bring you to your emperor state, that keep that in alignment, right? The things that keep that in alignment. The King of Pentacles, that is what you're working on, I think, Aries, being a stable, dependable provider, partner, right? Creator, having longevity. This is about generational wealth, right? It's about all of this. The choices, if you feel confused by choice, look at the ones that support the one that supports your highest growth, okay? The one that supports it. Hold on to you, the you that you're fighting for, the you that you are truly, that has been taken away from you and that you're letting yourself fully become, right? Wait, did I say that under the Strength card is the 8 of Cups and the Chariot? So we're getting a lot, and the Knight of Swords. Cutting out, it's clear, cutting out anything that doesn't keep you on the path to your highest vibrational good. Any person, place, or thing, or behavior. And truly choosing you. So let's look at the 2 of Swords, how it ends. What are the, what area does Aries need to focus on to bring their knowing into alignment? And then we're going to ask your being. Hold on. What area does Aries need to focus on to bring their being into alignment. Oh, it might already be out. Okay, it didn't fall. The Two of Swords for the Two of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles. I think it's consistency. The Judgment and the Fool. The High Priestess. And the King of Wands. Okay. Okay. Six of Wands, the Page of Cups. You're trying to align your authentic self. Okay, I didn't tell you what came up. For the knowing is the Queen of Wands, which is you. For the being, it's the Judgment and the Fool. These are the things that you are trying to bring into alignment, okay? This is the very clear calling, letting yourself do it. Remember, Judgment was the overlying for the whole month, right? And the Fool. Letting yourself enjoy it. Learning how to be present. That's what it is. To cultivate your intuition, cultivate your self-care, cultivate a practice for keeping you rooted, staying committed to it, allowing yourself to receive, to feel safe, being open, feel safe letting someone else have your back, trusting it. Not thinking about when's it going to end? Is it going to end? Or they going no, you're here in this place because you have done the work and you can discern where is safe for you and where isn't. You have done the work for yourself to be a safe place for yourself and a safe haven for your partner. Justice and the King of Wands and the Death card and the King of Cups, which is Scorpio. Yes. Justice is Libra. King of Wands is Leo, but can be any fire sign. Death is Scorpio. The High Priestess is Pisces. The Six of Wands is under the High Priestess. It's all right here for you. Everything you've wanted, the beginning of it and the deepening of it. And it's freaking you out some, but you are equipped. You are equipped to handle this and to do this successfully. I'm going to pull one last card for you. I'm trying to decide if it's going to be tarot. I think it should be oracle card, but we'll do the it's between these dudes. The archetype or the tarot not the tarot of mystical moments. Why did I think? Sorry, I thought it was the oracle of mystical moments, which is this one. I don't know why this one is really. This one is, I don't know why it's coming out, and we're just going to figure this out together, okay? I might pull from both. So we're going to do the archetype cards, the Caroline Mace. Her name is spoken different than it looks like how it's written. I've heard it said, but I can never really remember. But I remember it's like Mass or something. She's a dope lady. Super dope. Okay. Overall guidance for Aries for the month of May. What archetype is most beneficial to them to keep in their awareness? Servant and mystic. Allowing yourself to receive and to give. Mystic, the light attribute is revels in intimate union with the divine, and the shadow is delusional rapport with the divine. That high priestess energy, right? The Queen of Cups, the King of Cups. Your Emperor, it's Emperor and Empress. It's coming to terms with your power and who you are. And what that means and who your partner is. What kind of partner you need to have, you know what I mean? Let's see what it says in here. Follow selfless path of practice to achieve union with the divine or a state of enlightenment that manifests as service to others. Consistently places inner knowledge above material concerns. The shadow sides are self-importance, egocentric concern for one's own spiritual progress to the exclusion of others. So it's a reminder to stay open as a partner, as a co-creator, right? To stay open. That your true nature is divine and is of service. And that can be through things, it's specifically for you through things you create, through the relationships you create, what that creates together, and things you actually create. It's the ideas and the that are birthing, you know what I mean? The other shadow part is taking advantage of disciples for economic or sexual benefits. Ask yourself if you have a lifelong devotion to exploring your relationship with the divine and are ready to pay the price in blood, sweat, and tears. So that's just commitment. And you are. It's important for you to remember your light, your divine self, your all of the parts of you that are love. You are love, right? And to be aware of the shadows and what they look like when they come up. And know that you have the light. You have the ability to transmute that dark, right? Let's just pull an oracle of mystical moments for you. I'm hungry. My tummy is starting to growl. Like I said, it's pretty early. And it's the first day of May. Bananas, we're already in May. Okay, Aries. One last word of guidance for the overall, for the month of May, for Aries, for them, to help them get through this, to help them stay in their highest vibrational good. Oh. Rose garden. And the gardeners underneath that. That's interesting. Rose garden. Trying to get it not in the light. Sensitivity, awareness of nature, integrated whole strength. Look at this beautiful woman who has transformed into a flower. She holds a red blooming rose to the place where her heart belongs. Her hair has become a leaf, blown by the wind. She is a part of nature and grows stronger with her every gentle touch and loving gesture. Receiving, it's embodying that Queen of Wands energy for you, really, okay? She is not alone. Her friends, the caterpillar and butterfly, are here to visit. Thorns threaten to prick her, but she is not scared. A rose is beautiful and strong because of its thorns, not in spite of them. It's beautiful, Aries. Keep letting yourself bloom, okay? You are beautiful and wonderful, no matter what you've done in life, okay? This is who you are. Keep tending to that, the garden of yourself. All right, Aries, I hope that this was helpful. And thanks for coming and sharing your time with me and your energy and holding space for me while I attempt to translate the messages coming through for you. I'll see you in like 2 weeks at your mid-monthly reading for May. Till then, bye, Aries.